sometimes we have to do things we really don't want to do, like make dinner again or clean up dinner again. These are the things that make a house hum, but doing them can get monotonous. Well, my next guest will help us see the bright side. She's sharing a technique she uses in her daily life to reframe the brain and in turn, improve her perspective. Jessi Berger of the online community Time Management for Moms joins me. Welcome, Jessi. Nice to meet you.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Okay, so you're talking about the power of reframing our mindset to help us do those things we don't really want to do.
Yep, reframing is simply just changing your focus. That's all it is. It's really easy.
Okay, and you have some example from a recital recently.
Yeah, so when I was thinking about what I wanted to say today, I was like, well, this is super easy because there's 1,000 examples in any given day. So a few months ago, my daughter had a dance recital at the junior high. And my first thought was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. And it's like a dance recital at the junior high. I don't really want to go, right? And it didn't feel very good, right? It felt kind of negative and kind of wah-wah in the energy. But when I stopped and thought about it and reframed it, then I thought, you know what? I want my daughter to feel supported in the things that she loves. And doesn't that feel so much better? Like the timing is the same, the activity is the same. I'm doing exactly what I was doing before, but I've reframed it so that it feels better to me.
Yeah, you had like a focus and a goal in mind. I like that. Okay, so why is it so powerful for us to change that mindset? It can change everything, right?
Yeah, so it's really powerful because instead of focusing on like the short-term discomfort that you might have doing an activity, you change your focus so that you are looking at the long-term satisfaction that you get out of it, right? The short term was like, I don't want to go, I'm tired. The long term was like, I want my kid to feel supported. That's important to me. And so just shifting that focus from the short term uncomfortable feeling you might be having to like a long-term satisfaction makes all the difference in the world.
All the difference, that's all we need to hear. Okay, so we're going to talk about a few timely examples that we might face as our kids go back to school. So first, how can we help our kids reframe the mind when they say, I hate homework?
Oh yeah, like every
yes, every night.
Every mom's like, yes, that's my kids. So yes, they hate homework. That is that short-term discomfort. But in the long term, they love feeling like they did well on a test. They love that like satisfaction of like, I've learned something. I know more than I knew. I did really well. Like it builds their confidence. So that's where we need to focus on like, you're gonna feel so good when you ace that test, even though like you hate sitting down and doing your math for 20 minutes.
And remind them of that when that test comes around and they do well?
Yeah, like you say, look how good you feel. Wasn't it worth studying?
Okay, and this is another one every day. They don't want to get up. They don't want to get up. They want to sleep. So do I.
Oh, everybody, right? You're like, yes, this is me too. So when they, want to sleep in and it's so hard to get up, I try and tell them, don't you feel better though when we have time in the morning? When it's a little bit leisurely, right? Like the stress level goes down. We're not racing through the door. Mom's not yelling at you. That's where we want our focus to be. Like, think about the peaceful morning you can have. If you get done early, you might have time to do something you like. So like we're reframing it like, think how nice it feels to go off to school with everybody feeling good.
Yeah.
Instead of mom going, where's your shoes? Where's your bag? Get in the car right now, we're so late.
Yeah, we all feel better, the kids and we do.
Yep.
What about those kids who struggle a little bit at school and they're worried that they are going to be lonely at school or feel left out?
Yes, and this one is like hard for moms too, right?
Yeah.
Because we worry that our kids are gonna feel left out. Or that they're not in class with all their friends. That can be a really hard year. And instead of focusing on like, oh yeah, you're not with any of your friends, let's think about this idea that like our kids need to practice social skills. And what better place to do that than at school with a bunch of kids you don't know? And as they practice that, they're gonna get better and then those skills are gonna get stronger and they're gonna take them out into the world. So that's where we want our focus as a mom to be. It's like, look at these skills they're gonna build that are gonna serve them so well for their whole life. Not like, oh, this is gonna be so hard because you don't have friends right now.
We have to help them. Okay, now we're going to help ourselves a little bit. There are a lot of moms out there who get really sad when their kids go to school and they're like, oh, I'm going to be lonely now.
Yeah, this is 100% me.
Yeah.
Because most of my kids have grown up, but my baby is a sophomore, right? And so
I'm in your shoes.
There's those
I have
feelings.
a senior. I'm like, no.
Yes, there's those feelings of just like, I'm lonely. I don't know what to do with myself. My kids are gone. What am I going to do with all my time, right? And those feelings don't feel that good. But if instead we can say, hey, our job as a mom was to raise these kids who can go out into the world. And guess what? I've done that. And that feels so good. And now that they're out in the world doing what we want them to do, I have time to put towards things I want to do. Like, how many of us have lost hobbies? and haven't had time to go out with our girlfriends, or, you know, don't have time for date nights with our husbands, all those great things come back to you as you have more time. And so the feelings are so much better of like, oh my gosh, my time has opened up and my kids are out doing exactly what they're supposed to do, when you focus on that long term instead of just like, oh, I'm lonely and kind of sad without my kids.
Yes. Okay. Well, you've helped our kids reframe their brains. We're retraining ours. We're all going to do it. Where can people find more from you if they want more information?
They can find me on Instagram at Time Management for Moms.
Time Management for Moms. Okay. Thanks, Jessi. If you want to hang out when our kids start school,
Absolutely.
we could do lunch.
Right? Like,
Okay.
that's our bonus.
Thanks, Jessi.